Good morning. It's Wednesday. Welcome to the Better Business Workshop. It's back to work Wednesday. So I'm sure some of you are already back at your desks and starting to think about getting your teams back to work as well. Lots going on, lots to catch up with, and a very fast-moving situation. Lots of media, lots of news coming out at the moment. So a few things. Yeah, back to work Wednesday. The furlough scheme, as you've probably heard, was extended yesterday. Not the full details yet, but it looks like about a 4-month extension, and probably leading to a phase out at some point. But details on that to follow. The other big news today, of course, is that the self-employment income support scheme opens today for the self-employed. So that's the grant of up to £7,500 for loss of earnings, effectively. So I understand everybody who's going to be entitled to that has already been notified, but the application's open this morning, and it's worth having a look and just checking to see if there's anything there for you as a business owner. So go and have a look at gov.uk and you'll find the details. So, folks, getting our businesses back up and running. Just before we kind of dive into today's content, which is specialist or generalist, we're doing a few things to help you get your businesses back up and running as well. One of those things is we're running a free online workshop next Wednesday. It's next Wednesday evening at 7 o'clock. It's a 1-hour program. It's entirely free, and it's all about what you need to do to restart your business. So all the details for that are over in our Facebook and LinkedIn groups. So go and join the Better Business Workshop groups, and you can get yourself signed up there for them. All right, with that in mind, we're going to jump into some content. Hopefully my colleague, if I can get this tech working, is here somewhere. Mark, where are you? Good morning,
Mark.
Mark, great to see you. How are you this morning? Back to work Wednesday?
Back. I've never been working so hard as the last 3 weeks anyway. I have no idea what's happened. I was exiting my business. Everything was going great. And then suddenly way back in again, and I'm furiously busy. Revamping emergency plans, finance plans, survival plans till Christmas, then followed by marketing, and it's all really, really good stuff. Almost reinventing. I suppose a lot of people watching are actually reinventing their business for the way it's going to be. So.
Absolutely, Mark. Yeah, and for sure. Actually, I was just talking just now. We've got this workshop coming up next Wednesday, and that's going to be a big part of what we're going to be covering. So I know you're going to be there with me, Mark, and I'll look forward to seeing the folks there next Wednesday. So, Mark, today's topic is specialist or generalist. Let's get this tech working. Let's get onto some more slides. Here we go. So, tell us about specialist or generalist.
I'm intrigued by this subject because personally, I've done a lot of things, and I haven't done a lot of things brilliantly well. So I would say I usually introduce myself as being not particularly good at anything. So I've sold cars, I've worked abroad, I've worked in IT, I've started a business, I sold water coolers for one stage. And I wouldn't say that I'm particularly good at anything. And I always felt bad about that, Mark, because schools, as you say there, always teach you to be superbly concentrated and focused. And I think the advice from previous generations was, get yourself a skill, get yourself a job, right? That was the kind of message. And I guess that's the message that you found, earlier in your school career. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, for sure, Mark, very much. Even when I did my MBA, the whole thing about doing the MBA was about kind of getting really narrow and focused on some specific areas, right? So kind of all through everything that we do through our schooling and through our education gets us to kind of focus on a very narrow area and to be a specialist, even to the extent, I guess, when as business owners, when we're employing people, there's even this mindset now when we look at people's CVs that we want them to have had a few jobs in some very specific areas. There's this kind of mindset that we don't like people, or we don't tend to recruit people, or we frown on people that have jumped around and had lots of different experience in lots of different areas for whatever reason.
Yeah, and they can't hold a job down. The number of times I've heard a corporate say that when you look at the CV. Now, it's interesting. I found out a while back, which really shocked me. And it takes 7 years to be an architect, Mark. 7 years of specialism. And architects coming out of university couldn't get a job.
Yeah.
The economy is changing dramatically. There are a few specialist jobs that are reliable and robust. Obviously, going into medicine, also into technical work and computer security, this kind of stuff. But if you're a business owner, the question is, how do you approach this? Do you start looking at yourself and your team as specialists or as generalists? That's the point of this presentation, yeah?
All right. Okay, good. So next slide then. Let's have a look at what it means to be a generalist. So what's our aim? Our aim is to teach business owners to be generalists, right? Because we have to do so many different things as we run our businesses.
And it's this classic, can men or women multitask question? Well, business owners, whether they're men or women, have to. So what we have to do is we have to learn to keep our eyes on several things at once. Now, if we've started a business, Mark, we were chatting about this before we started today, right? If you've started a business, it's probably because you're a specialist. It's probably because you're really good at something and also enthusiastic about something. So you start off a business, right?
Yeah.
And there's a dilemma with that is, as you said, there's many things to keep your eye on in a business. We've got quite a few things to...
I guess, well, before we jump into that, Mark, we mentioned yesterday Gerber's E-Myth.
All right.
The book, The E-Myth, right? And folks, go and get a copy and have a read of it because it's a great read. And it's a classic book for anybody that's starting a business. And basically what it says is that generally when people start their business, they start it because they're really, really good at what they do whilst they're working for somebody else. And actually also because they think that they can do a better job than their boss, right? So that's generally why most people start a business, because they're really, really good at what they do. But then what Gerber points out is as soon as we start our business, we kind of have that kind of brilliant few moments where we're kind of really good at doing what we're doing, we're winning clients, and then we suddenly get overwhelmed because there's a bunch of other things that we got to go and teach ourselves, which is what you're going to point out, right?
Well, one of the classic dilemmas is, you're right, 100%, is that we're really good at something. So we get working at it, we get a few customers, and we're busy. So we haven't got time to go get more customers. So then we run out of customers because we will finish projects. So we thought, well, I've got to go do some selling now. And there's this dilemma. I've seen what you might call one-man bands, one-woman bands in any business area have a tough job because we're swinging. I've been there, you've been there, swinging between producing and delivering something and then going and finding clients, customers that want that. So that's because we're staying within a specialist mentality that I'm really, really good at this. We're not thinking of duplicating what we're good at. And there's so many arenas. Basically, every business makes stuff, sells stuff, and delivers stuff, right?
Yeah.
And you can break those down into areas such as marketing and HR, sales, finance, production, customer service. These are the 6 main areas for the business owner to keep their eye on all of the time. Yeah. And you have to be a generalist in all of those areas. So if we ask ourselves the question, how good are we at finance? How good are we at marketing? Yeah. How good are we at selling? How good are we at producing new products and services? How good are we at customer service? You ask those questions, most of us go, wow, I'm okay. And we need to be pretty well better than average on all of those.
Yeah. And do them all at the same time.
And do them all at the same time.
And that's
absolutely
the trick, right? That's the trick. And, yesterday we talked about the entrepreneurial ladder, where you kind of start off as being employed, self-employed, and then you start to grow a firm. So at some point you need to you need to focus on doing the things that only you can do, so that other people can kind of do those routine tasks for you, right?
Yeah, and the really successful business owners recognize, perhaps I'm not that good at marketing, so I'm going to employ somebody to do marketing. Perhaps I'm not that good at production, I'm going to employ somebody who can manage that for me. And it's beginning to realize, keeping your eye, Mark, as you say, multitasking, keeping your eye on everything. If you can't do it well enough yourself, it doesn't matter. Just get somebody in to begin to do that for you.
Brilliant, Mark. Really good. All right, folks. So that was generalist or specialist, right? So if you're kind of thinking, well, how do I do all of that whilst restarting my business? We've got a workshop that's going to cover all of that for you next Wednesday. So we'd love to see you there. Come and join us. It's at 7:00. And if you want to know how to join it, all of the details are over in our Facebook and LinkedIn groups. They're both called the Better Business Workshop. So go and get yourself in those groups, and we'll look forward to seeing you there. Mark, it's been absolutely brilliant to see you as always. Thank you for joining.
Yep. Happy Wednesday, and we've got 2 more days left in the week. I think it's Thursday and Friday. I've lost track of days now, but I think it's Thursday and Friday left to go.
Absolutely. All right, folks. So look, if you want to follow up, as I said, go and have a look in the Better Business Workshop. There's a ton of content over there for you, and also the details of how you can join. If you want to book in for a one-to-one with us, it's entirely complimentary. You can do that by going to calendly.com/action coach Milton Keynes, and also go and have a look at the YouTube channel and the website as well. There's a ton of great content there. And we'll be back here at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, as always, for 10 minutes around the Better Business Workshop, right? Mark, it's been absolutely brilliant to see you. Have a fantastic day.
Yep, you too, Mark.
I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow.
Yeah, goodbye, everybody, and take care.